Rolling, 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 ride.
Keep rolling, 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 though the streams are swollen. Keep them doggies rolling, ride. Through rain and wind and weather, hell-bent for leather, wishing my gal was by my side. All the things I'm missing, good fiddles, love and kissing, are waiting at the end of my ride. Move 'em on, hit 'em up, move 'em on, hit 'em up, rawhide. Cut 'em out, ride 'em in, cut 'em out, ride 'em in, rawhide.
It's the three of us, ready to go. Say goodbye to the family. And we're off. Stopped over at Colo Heights. Water tanks filled, guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Ready to go.
I've just filled my tank up and my water sack. We're about to head up the Putty Road. I'm not sure where our first stop will be. I guess we'll have to pull over and assess bum conditions. But, apparently Andrew has the least calluses on his bottom. We've just pulled into a service station outside of Singleton, and the boys have been approached by a very angry truck driver. Apparently the truck driver thinks we overtook him very dangerously earlier on the Putty Road. It's absolutely hilarious, I have to admit. Are you okay? Did he hurt your feelings?
No, because I was the one that stayed behind him.
So what was he angry about?
He was angry about the overtaking in spots where, one, there was no overtaking lane, and two, there was about 30 feet before a corner. So he was complaining that you guys were being stupid.
Oh, so it was me he was angry at?
Oh, it was you and Ben.
When I looked down the side of the truck, I thought there was a bigger gap than what there was, and once I committed to going around him, what could I do apart from jump on the ankles and try and get back in behind him, so I just continued on out.
The guy's giving you no opportunity to overtake him where there are opportunities in terms of there's overtaking lanes and things like that. So if he's going to try his damnedest to keep you behind him when he's got a clear opportunity to let you go past, then...
The fact that when you're riding behind him, he's flicking up tar on the bike. Spare the bike. Just arrived in Scone. How are you guys doing?
I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty excited, pretty stoked about the whole thing.
Enjoying myself, having a great time, enjoying the scenery, getting more fired up as the day goes on. Here we are at Karingi. How far are we since your last fill-up call?
Probably about 160, 170 k's.
And is that hitting reserve, or are you filling up soon?
I'm quite impressed.
De-gearing our bikes.
We've just arrived at Narrabri. The sun's just gone down, so we're just parking our bikes and we are looking forward to a nice celebratory first night brew. This is the beginning of day 2 and we are having breakfast in Narrabri at a gorgeous little bakery just across the road from our hotel. The infamous tourist hotel. The boys are looking gorgeous this morning, wearing their new gang shirts that I made for them. The Great Desert Adventure. We've just arrived in Moree. We've just met up with Dreadstar. Hi, Papu. The boys at Thomas Lee Motorcycles, they're just deciding which tyre to put on my bike as I'm in desperate need of a new set. It's Trentster having a chat with the locals. Smitty's tread is looking reasonably new. He's done a few thousand on this. Corsi with the new set of tyres just put on at Thomas Lee Motorcycles. Bose's bike. New tyre at Sydney. Treno's bike. Got a few little spikes hanging off the side. Other than that, looking pretty good.
We are in the bustling metropolis of Collarenebri. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon and we're experiencing the peak hour traffic of the afternoon. Bustling. Core reloading.
And I've already gone through 2 litres in 150 k's.
It takes a lot of fluid to run that, female. Core, now that you've finally made it to Collarenebri, is this just one of those towns that you tick off, or is there actually a hill you'd like to climb around here?
Yeah, I have to say it's pretty flat.
And Corrine
We're
doing
not
her
here.
bit to irrigate by the look of it too. How's the bum?
Not too bad, the bum's good.
Yeah.
Face is a lot better thanks to my recent addition to the trip.
Oh my, look at that.
Should we have it?
Didn't they have a red one?
No, they didn't. They only had the one. So the bugs included.
Are we going to be trying to get a lovely tan during this trip?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I mean, I tan and then it peels off the next day, so I don't know.
Smitty, finally in Collarenebri. How does it feel to be in one of the most famous towns in the country?
I'm stoked. I'm bursting with excitement.
Explain to us, mate, your history of this lovely place.
Well, I worked here for some time and I don't know, I think my father will recall one instance when he sent me up here to drive the tractor and he gave me about $120 to feed myself for the week. Dad, I'd just like to let you know that within 30 minutes of arriving, I had placed a couple of bets and lost the whole lot and I ended up living for the next 2 weeks off yabbies I caught off the farm.
Which way should we go to Lightning Ridge? 117 via the tar or 82 via the dirt? I think we're going the dirt way, the alternate route. So off we head along the alternate route to Lightning Ridge. This will be our first taste of the dirt and we're all pretty excited, and I have to say I'm a little bit nervous.
First day riding between Collarenebri and Lightning Ridge. It runs a little bit rusty and a bit slow. Don't stop, Corinne, keep riding. I'm alright, the memories are coming back. It's not like a road bike at all though, is it?
There's quite a few patches of really sandy bits and it just goes crazy. The bike just wants to fly off and flip around and twist and turn all over the place. It's not very safe. There you go. Whoa, they're looking pretty good.
On the dirt, I found it okay.
Just okay?
Yeah, traffic was a bit bad though.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. There's a couple of spots where, well, there was only one spot in particular where I had spaghetti legs to try and balance the bike.
I struggled a lot at the start. Came off the tar with way too much pressure in my tyres, and after letting the tyres down, it made a huge difference.
There was one point where I just kind of decided that I was going to fall, and that was it. I'm going over. I hope someone comes back to help. Once we hit the black soil, I tended to gain a bit more confidence and feel like I was a bit more in control of the bike, which when we hit the next patch of rough stuff, I kind of felt a bit more easy going about it. The best thing you can do is just relax and let the bike kind of go where it wants to go, and then, you know, hold on for the ride really.
We are now at Lightning Ridge Ball Baths. It's a natural ball which has hot water. Considering how hot we all are at the moment, I don't think any of us will be taking a dip.
This morning we're at Lightning Ridge and it's an absolutely beautiful day. We've gotten up, packed our stuff, and we've come down the road from our nice little motel to a nice cafe for some breakfast.
If Lightning Ridge is famous for anything, it's for its opal mines.
Can't see this.
Oh, we're going down the shaft. Very scary.
This particular mine is open for tourists to have a look in, so the four of us have ventured down to check out what lies beneath the surface.
That's all that's holding this little tunnel up.
Eureka, Corsi!
After venturing through the opal mine, there's a nice little video to sit down, relax, and have a look at how opal mining began in Lightning Ridge.
Little tin shacks, plots around the place where people are actually living. Past about 3 art galleries, barber shop, and then not much. We're checking out the opals. Max and this lovely gentleman are showing us what's for sale. Oh, that's very special. Here in Lightning Ridge, Trent's tyres are looking very good. Lots of nice tread on them. No worries for him today. Rose? Yeah, pretty good. Wearing slowly. Lots of knobbies left. Smitty's bike. Yep, he's fine. Though he's been slipping a bit at the front, he was saying. Oh well, at least his back's in good nick. Now here's Core's bike. That'd be right. Knobs torn off, left, right and centre. Look at that, man. Shoot off.
Pulled over after about 90 k's of dirt. It's really hot, probably about 36 degrees. Trentster filling up his petrol tank, slapping on some sunscreen, shooing away the flies, cruising down the road. We're off to Brewarrina and then on to Burt.
Pulled into Brewarrina and we've come off the dirt, so our tyres are still down low and we've got to fill up with a bit of air pressure. We're having a break here and then we're going to head off to Burke. It's better than the hand pump. A couple more knobbies coming off. A couple of cracks.
Just the way you ride, Karine, you're a destroyer of tyres.
How? I ride just exactly the same as you guys.
Gonna shoot you right down.
Pump's fixing up my tyres. Thanks for helping. Just pulled into Burke. It's a beautiful afternoon. Doing the daily essentials, lube and chains. Locking up. Checking air filters, oil, coolant. That's pretty much the standard drill. First part of our trip to Wannaring, which is probably about 200 k's, we've heard rumours around the town that the roads are a little bit sandy, so we're feeling a little bit apprehensive. Well, I am anyway. Where's our destination today, Mr. Paola?
Tibooburra, I believe.
Tibooburra.
Yes.
A whole 430 k's?
Mm-hmm.
I think this will be our biggest leg yet as a group.
I think so, but if I could only work out which way was forward, which way was left and which way was right, I'd be a bit more confident about today's travelling.
The true meaning of bull dust. This is what the road out to Tibooburra is like.
soft as anything. Big turrets on the road.
Coming around one of the corners, which was just full of sand, about 120, and sort of came up onto the embankment to try and bed into the turn because I wouldn't make it on the flat sand. Just would have slipped out, but coming back down, it's sort of the front started to dip a bit one way, which isn't a problem, but the way...
For some.
it almost clipped the rock about that. So if it had hit the rock, it just would have...
My goodness.
And I would have gone for a bit of a tumble.
Yeah, but I'd just like to say at this point that if any policemen are watching this video, at no time have I exceeded 100 kilometres an hour.
Well, I've just pulled in last, which is okay, I've accepted that. Cruising on the really soft stuff at about 80, I'd say. I'm losing knobbies left, right and centre. I'll have nothing left. $1.23. Nothing much in this old town. Pretty much just red dust. Yeah, red dust. I pulled under a nice shady tree for a break, so I'm trying to flag the boys down. There's nothing much out here. It's pretty hot. We're hitting on about 2:30, and the boys let me go first for once, and I think I did it all right. Here comes Trenster. Those in his flash outfit. There's nothing like a 15-minute break to calm the nerves, refresh, revive before hitting the road again. We're starting to go through the Sturt National Park, and the road is covered with windbreaks. It's really bumpy. The corrugations are very close together, so it's quite a rough ride sometimes. And there's quite a few potholes too, which if you hit with our deflated tyres, it's quite a bump.
Working hard there, Cole?
Man, I'm building up a sweat for sure. It's hard work, this maintenance business.
Nice. Doing a bit of spring adjustment?
Yeah, apparently you have to hit it with a rubber mallet and stuff, so yeah, I just got to get the right tools, and then I'll be just gotten up in Tippabara, and we've refueled our bikes, got a bit of water and our food supplies.
48 kilometres outside of Tippabara, there's a turn off to Cameron Corner. You take a left, and about 2 kilometres after that, there was a major storm about 10 days ago that created a big washout that we need to look out for. Also, there was some danger in the dunes that we're going to be going over, the big dunes. He suggested that after a few of the big rises, there's an immediate turn that we need to be aware of.
About 160 k's to Cameron Corner, where we'll have a little break and collect our last fuel and water supplies. This is where the big washout was that the guys were talking about earlier on in Tippabara. It's a dry old place. Looks like there could have been a lot of water here at some point. This is the absolute corner of New South Wales, Queensland and South Australia. I think I'm going to stand in Queensland, Trent.
I think I'd prefer the Sunshine State too, so I might join you. You just can't make your mind up, Coursey.
Cameron Corner is also renowned for the dog fence, which pretty much runs from the top down to the bottom.
We've got 2 toilets, a couple of trees. This is the Cameron Corner store. Apparently it was exported out here in one piece on the back of a big truck. Just plonked on the ground and away you go.
Confidence is building, I reckon, every minute, and I'm starting to actually enjoy it a little bit.
About 101 k's into the Strzelecki track. Very, very sandy, very hard going.
This road's a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
A lot of low gear stuff.
Bit so-so.
After a pretty rough time out of Cameron Corner, we finally reached the Strzelecki track. It's a nice wide road, no trees, just going off into the distance. It's a lot smoother and less sand than what we've been through today. We've pulled into Monte Collina Bore. The water's quite salty, so you have a sensation of floating when you're swimming in it. It comes out of the earth through this hose. It's pretty hot.
We've had a pretty peaceful afternoon, soaking in the artesian bore. Very nice and relaxing indeed. A little bit salty. And Bose is off gallivanting around on his motorbike, wasting fuel.
We've got quite a few hours of daylight left, so we decided we'd try and push it through to Lyndhurst this afternoon. The road seems pretty good, so we thought we'd be able to get quite a few Ks under our belt before the sun goes down.
The inevitable has happened. On our last leg to Lyndhurst, Smitty got a flat tyre about 10 k's back. When we stopped, Core had a flat tyre too. Bose has gone back to Smitty to try and fix his puncture.
The truck driver was nice enough to stop and load up Edge's bike onto the back of the truck, and they should be on their way by now. And you guys will hitch a ride into town on the truck, but me and Trenaz will be on the dirt for another hour and a half or so.
Here comes the truck now.
Stop for me. That's alright, it's only Smitty. He'll be alright. Here you got a flat too.
Yeah. Riding too hard.
Yeah, too bad.
So we've got the bikes on the truck. Boys have done a great job.
Alright, mate.
Alright, how are you?
Oh, mate, you're looking like the bright shining light coming down the road.
The guys are tying up the bikes with Phil, the truck driver. So here I am sitting in the sleep cabin of Phil's huge semi-trailer. Smitty's in the front, chatting to Phil, and he's telling us quite a few stories about the region. I think he's really enjoying the company, to be honest. He's been a truck driver for over 30 years. Bumpy old truck.
So we've made it. These boys are legends, they rode all the way. Good morning, Lyndhurst. The boys and I, we've camped out, roughed it, in the local town hall. Bose always has a bit of trouble getting out of bed, but that's what makes him unique. Well, apparently my job's to whack this milk crate underneath the bike.
Okay, whack her under.
Whack her under. Oh. Got our ground sheet for all the nuts and bolts so we don't lose them. We're pretty well equipped, except for tyre tubes. First petrol Bowser we've seen in 442 k's. The wind is absolutely hammering, and we are really struggling on the road. It's a big, strong side wind, and we're basically over 20 degrees. What do you reckon, Trent? Hanging over, and it comes in really big gusts too, so it's a bit tricky trying to handle it, especially on the slippery gravel. We're just fixing up Smitty's tyre because he had another flat. The guys are stranded about 20 k's out of town. How's it looking, Pump?
Fantastic. Just like a brand new one. ready to get a new puncher.
So Trino's going to take the tyre out to the boys, and we'll be back on the road. Pretty rugged landscape. Eating it at a track. Another puncture. This eating it at a truck is really hard work. Boys helping out. Did you feel it go down, Pump?
It was up the next minute.
There's the culprit.
And 20 minutes later, the wheelie's back on. Just arrived at William Creek. Smitty and I came before the boys because
Trent got another puncture.
Great pub. Probably my favourite place so far on the trip. Full of lots of backpackers. Very few Australian accents going on here. Jukebox in the corner. G'day, my name's Andrew. Nice to meet you, Margaret. Is this your pub? Yeah? How long have you been out here? 6 months? Okay. And you enjoying it? Yeah?
Nice mattresses to sleep on. Nice dusty floor. Bunks for the boys. Couple of beers left over from last night.
After we last spoke, we were changing Trent's tyre. The patches weren't sealing on the tube, so we were getting about 15 k's and the patch would come off. Pull the back tyre off, another patch, put it all back together, another 15 k's, patch would come off. We did this 4 times. Eventually we got down to our last couple of patches, so we threw a few on in one hit just to see how far we get. And just as we were about to put them all back together, we lost the valve for the tube. So,
I lost the valve.
So this is 70 k's out of town. So I started heading back. I was going to come back, get the tyre off your bike, and ride the tyre back out there. But luckily, Trent found the valve just after I left, and he got it all back together. And then it blew again about 25 k's out of town. But by then, you guys would have been in the ute, heading out to get the tyre off your bike.
Very, very kind publican named John drove us out in his Land Cruiser. We shone the light for the boys on the way home.
We've got a new tube on the way from Cuba Foods, so we'll whack that tube in and away we go. Again.
This is our bodged up patch job with 5 little kiddies bicycle patches that we've made up to make one big patch. So there's the hole, and there's the hole. There's the bastard that started it all.
William Creek Hotel, the only pub in town. 40k speed limit in town. William Creek is also famous for the only parking meter in the outback. Apparently people get fines here all the time. All the proceeds from the parking fines and whatever people put in here go to the Royal Flying Doctor Service, so it goes to a good cause. This town is also famous for its 9-hole golf course. Fee is $5, club hire is $5. Apparently the course needs a bit of a grade. Before even heading off this morning to Lake Eyre, we've had another flat tyre. Care of Andrew.
I'm holding the record, I think, with 5 flat tyres.
5 flat tyres.
It's going to take a...
Second with 2.
Yep.
Bose has been flat free. And I'm coming in third at 1 flat. Smitty's on his 3rd tube. Prince is on his 2nd tube. And I'm still on my 1st. This is probably a high point to catch a view of the landscape, but the lake area is in the distance there. It looks absolutely amazing. Bose is probably the most experienced rider, so we've given him the camera to have a bit of a play with on the last leg to Lake Eyre. Apparently he reached 170 on this stretch of road. He certainly is a very brave man.
That was me riding that. Very soft sand. Lots of wheel spin. And very soft. Causy's grand entrance.
That's the first fall.
That was the first fall.
That's the first fall, guys.
Nice work.
Let's go, Trent.
Here we've reached Halligan Bay, Lake Eyre.
Well, we're down on the crust. Trent's having a swim.
It's just the most amazing landscape. Goes on for kilometres and kilometres. White salt. It even tastes salty. But what we've really come to Lake Eyre for is Causey taking her clothes off and riding on the salt in the nude. There she goes. Lake Eyre Nude Run.
Just a bit over halfway to Cooper Pedy. About another 80 k's to go. So if the road stays this good, I think we'll be flying.
Yeah, it's a great road. Hi, Causey.
Hey, I'm having a sleep, alright? We'll get another flat. This is number 8 on our flat tally. How many flats can we get? 5 days.
That dust you can see is the boys riding off into the distance.
I'll just open the door for you, mate.
Cheers, mate.
There you go.
Sweet. This is our little room. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward, but as you can see, the walls are finished in a nice rock finish. Fire escape. Yeah, we need a fire escape to shortcut. And here we go, walking back up towards the outside.
Motorbikes parked strategically or locked up.
Backpackers at Cooper Pedy. We've got to look our best. We passed some fairly classy looking cows and dingoes and things out there on the plains, so it's important that we all look sharp.
Now this is Cooper Pedy. The landscape is covered with these mine piles. Very, very, very interesting. I've never seen it before.
We've just arrived to the breakaways. We're at the lookout point and we are confronted with the most amazing landscape before us. This is just incredible. Apparently this is where Mad Max was filmed, in this plateau down here before us.
We finally made it to the Northern Territory. Woohoo!
There it is. Eldunda 5-star Spa and Resort.
Looking at our air filters here, pretty disgusting actually. Very, very dirty. Whoa! That's goop. That's all Trent's dust too, because I was riding behind him.
Well, it's pretty cold. I've got my wet weather jacket on and a couple of layers underneath. So, it looks quite warm, but it's a little bit deceiving. Just pulled over at Curtin Springs for a bit of a fuel up and a breather. Fuel barrels is locked as usual. We're cruising down to Catatuta, the Olgas.
It's hard to find the words, it's breathtaking.
Ahead of us now, Uluru, Ayers Rock. The boys are going to walk up the top, and I'm going to walk around the perimeter.
So we've got to the top. How you feeling, Tronos?
Oh, I reckon I can go down and up, down and up, down and up.
Yeah, mate, piece of piss,
all
isn't
afternoon.
it?
That's
Piece.
so easy.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Tyre is wearing down slowly. Trent's got a very good one on his back. It's holding up quite well. As for me, getting to the danger point, I'd say. Bose has got a good standard set. They've held up well. And Smitty. He's looking very nice. Kings Creek Station. Fill them up.
About $1.33, $1.34.
Tonight we're staying at Kings Canyon Resort. In the lodge section, of course. This is our most expensive night so far, $40 each. Walking down the path to see Kings Canyon.
Not a bad view at all. Give us a QE, Trenos.
Kings Canyon. There's Bose showing off, doing a wheelie. This can't stop him.
Let's just run through what we got there. Looks pretty bloody good.
We've got a fine selection of cow, a little bit more cow, some crab, octopus and calamari, some oysters, some freshly caught prawns.
Potato and leek, is it? Potato and leek, very nice. And Smitty's got the same. And then if we come across to his other meal, we've got some salad and oysters. Well, we've just found out what happened to Skippy. He's sitting on Treno's plate. Apparently he tastes pretty bloody good.
And we're off on the dust again, where the tar meets the dirt. We're in trouble. Dust corrugations.
85 k's out of Kings Canyon. It's been a pretty bumpy ride, lots of corrugation. As you can see, all the wide knobs in the centre of the tyre have completely disappeared.
Keeping my eye on Twister, his front tyre's not looking very good at all. Oh my goodness. Bose has committed. How can you possibly endeavour to consume that after last night's performance? We're just going down to check out Glen Helen Gorge. It's an amazing view through this gorge. Huge big rocks. Just put into Alice Springs motorbike shop. Honda, a welcome sign. Suzuki, another welcome sign. Straight to the tyre section.
I've got a 120 on, but I wouldn't mind trying 130.
Nothing left.
Worn down the canvas or ripping off?
I'm surprised I even made it here, to be honest. Completely through to the canvas. There we go. The guys' bikes here, brand new rear tyres, immaculately cleaned, looking the best they've ever looked, I'd say. So we're off soon for the next leg, the Plenty Highway. We're just setting off from Alice Springs. We've pulled into the last roadhouse in town to get a quick bite to eat before we head off on our first leg. We should be turning off right the Plenty Highway, about 70 k's down this dirt. And we're very excited, looking forward to it. Our backs and bottoms have been revived and we are feeling in peak condition. So what's the general feeling this morning?
Pretty positive.
Positive?
Yeah, pretty happy to be on the road again.
Just pulled into Gemtree Roadhouse. We're sitting back in the shade, enjoying a drink and a cigarette. Trent and I are filled up with fuel, but the other guys should be okay until a few hundred k's down the road. It's quite a hot day today. Got the sun in our eyes a bit. But Gemtree Roadhouse is quite a small place. Fuel barrels is locked. Apparently people fossick here for gemstones. A little bit tired. We should get a few hundred k's under our belts today and pick up some supplies at Jervois before potentially camping along the road somewhere before Tobermory. The bike there doing very well, I have to say. As you can see, we've hit the red earth again. Thankfully, in this particular spot, the road is a little bit harder, but there's been some pretty wiry, sandy parts, I have to say. Been slipping all over the place on my new tyres. The road ahead. The road is lined with these kind of sand ruts, which if you hit, whew, you slip and slide, I tell you. I've been wiggling my way for the last 50 k's. Bit scary at some points, but doing okay. It's a bit windy when you're riding. Just pulling over to clean my visor as there's heaps and heaps of bugs. Looking forward to getting to Jervois for a bit of refreshment and relaxation. But we've done quite a few k's today. I think we're up to about close to 300. So, and it's probably only just about 12:30. The Corsi Mobile, slowly getting dirty again. So what do you do in the middle of nowhere when you have to do a wee? Hopefully there's a few bushes around. We have reached Jervois. Please press for service. Beware, it is loud. So $1.35 a litre. The old fuel Bowser. And an even older fuel Bowser. I think this is the most unique roadhouse we've seen this far. Tin shed. Not a lot of selection here for lunch today. Either Mars bar, lollies or chips. Think I might pass. Apparently we're the peak hour traffic today. Are you revived and refreshed?
10 to 15 minutes in the jacuzzi.
Oh.
Sweat out section in the sauna. Refresh and ready to go.
We're back on the Plenty, heading for Tobermory. Because the road's a bit sandy and the wind's picking up, we're keeping a bit of distance between the riders. Smitty and Bose are up ahead, keeping an eye on each other. Trenster's a little way behind me because of the dust that's flying in his face.
Well, it's happened. Obviously quite at some pace too. Corinne's had a bit of a bingle. We think the impact has started back down where those bikes are. And she slid all the way up beyond where the bike has been picked up, just in front of that ute. A little bit scary. She was unconscious when I found her, just moaning.
Massive frontal impact.
As you can see, the helmet's rat shit. She's taken a big hit. Very, very lucky girl. A few grazes. She's sitting in the front of this ute, which the guys have been kind enough to leave running with the air conditioner on for her to try and recoup a bit. So, let's go see the lady herself. Corsi. Are you going okay? Is it? You feeling any better? No, you're fine, Corsi. Everything's fine. You got a couple of scratches on you, and that's it. You've done bloody well. Sweet. You're okay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. So the flying doctor was en route by the time that Brian and Andrew left in Brian's car to come out and pick us up off the road. So by the time they got to us, it was probably about 2.5 to nearly 3 hours after the original accident. They got to us and it was a struggle to get Corsi into the car, but we managed to do it. Flying doctors did a fantastic job. He took off in very little light, probably less than he should have. It was very tough seeing Corinne in the pain she was in, especially being removed from the four-wheel drive was excruciating for her. Don't like to admit it, but I nearly, I found that very, very hard to see her go. But I knew that she was in good hands, and that was the only thing that kept me sane. And the rest is history. So now I'm here in Alice Springs. I've just turned up 24 hours after the accident, and see where we go from here. At this stage, I've seen Corinne tonight. They were talking about letting her out of hospital this evening, but after seeing her and speaking to the hospital staff, it doesn't look like they're going to let her out. And after seeing her, I can understand why. She's got bruises pretty much all over her body, but I'm here in Alice Springs with her, and I'm happy about that. Probably take another couple of days before we know how Corsi really is, and after that we'll start making decisions about what we do from here. Corinne's obviously very upset. She believes that she's made a big error and that the trip's been affected by it. However, I've tried to keep telling her that this is the trip. We've planned this for so many months now, 8, 9, 10 months. We knew that this could happen. Regardless, this is the trip. Did you?
And I didn't get out of it.
No. You're looking a lot better than you did the other day though.
This bruise is a bit of a stinger.
Yeah, let's have a look at your arms. Nice one.
Not very pleasant.
No. There's a good advertisement for wearing a jacket. Corsi leaving hospital finally. Looking much, much better. Karina White. I never knew.
We're pretty much going to have to organise getting the bike somewhere, getting it fixed and getting it sent back home. Yeah, I'm really, really sorry to say that there's no more dusty dirt miles, no more trail bikes. It's all pretty much finished. The run back on the road again after a few days of stationary activity, and
We know the way this time.
approaching the beast for a closer view. Hopefully we won't be attacked by ferocious ants. It's well over 12 feet tall. Marquis Station, 43 Ks. Trentster making adjustments, just in case. It's a beautiful morning. It's about 8:30. And the bike, in its state, is looking pretty wretched. I would love to introduce you to the lovely Di and the gorgeous Brian. They're the most lovely, gracious, kind and beautiful people that unofficially saved my life. And I would just like to give them a cuddle. Oh, thank you. And thank you very much.
like sitting on the back of the tray?
Hang on.
Oh, bump.
We have a blowout.
Are you going into there, Trent?
Not bad. Very familiar with this.
Well, finally you reached Desert Edge to say goodbye, to let go.
We found the wreck.
So how many is that? How many 1,806?
5,806 all up.
To the dogs.
See you, Dozer. Have a good life, mate, whatever you get up to.
Corinne's obviously very upset. She believes that she's made a big error and that the trip's been affected by it. However, I've tried to keep telling her that regardless, this is the trip. This is the trip.
Bittersweet symphony that's life, trying to make ends meet. You're a slave to money, then you die. I'll take you down the only road I've ever been down. The places where all the things meet, yeah. No change I can change, I